The San Francisco 49ers absolutely crushed the Cleveland Browns 31-3 on Monday Night Football, and the 49ers begin the season 4-0 for the first time since 1990. Oh, what a game it was. The 49ers absolutely put on a show in this one. The running game was absolutely magnificent. The Cleveland defense could not do anything to stop the 49ers run. Matt Breida, he was absolutely phenomenal in this one, electrifying the crowd early in the game, guys. On the first play from scrimmage, Matt Breida, Jimmy Garoppolo hands him the ball, and he absolutely runs it all the way down the field, 83 yards for the touchdown to get the 49ers going 7-0. And early in the first quarter, the 49ers were starting out the gates very hot in this one. Now, the Cleveland was making some moves on offense, but give credit to the 49ers defense early. They made a huge stop when the Browns were in the red zone, 1st and goal. 49ers defense, they're able to get a stop. And at that point in the game, the 49ers were holding a 14-0 lead. They get the Browns to kick a field goal, which keeps it at 14-3. And wow, the defense, I mean, it was phenomenal out there. Nick Bosa, he had such a great game in this one. He was putting so much pressure on Baker Mayfield. And, you know, that is something as a 49ers fan that we have not seen for quite some time. You know, the type of play and pressure, you know, a guy like Nick Bosa can do to the quarterback. And, you know, it was so much fun to see in this one. Nick Bosa coming up with 2 sacks in the game and also a fumble recovery that he got. So it was, wow, I mean, very impressed. And, you know, for him to be a rookie and to be doing the type of plays that he is doing, he is showing that, you know, he is a veteran almost in a way because, you know, just you wouldn't know it by the way he plays that he's a rookie. And so that is really one of the biggest compliments that you can really give to a young player that's, you know, developing. And so, wow, Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, if there is a bit room for concern, now always, you know, even in a 31-3 victory, you're always going to have rooms for improvement. And, you know, with Jimmy Garoppolo in this one, he did have a great game. He completed 20 completions on 29 attempts for 181 yards in the game and 2 touchdowns. But now, with the running game being so effective in this one, the 49ers had 2 running backs with almost over both 100-plus rushing yards. If we look at Matt Breida, guys, in the game, including that 83-yard touchdown run for Matt Breida, he had 11 attempts in the game for 114 yards on the day. So really phenomenal for Matt Breida, the undrafted player, really displaying, you know, that he never should have been passed upon. And, you know, so thankful that here he is with the 49ers, making a name for himself. And then Tavon Coleman also, guys, he had a great game. Spent 4 seasons with the Atlanta Falcons. So Kyle Shanahan knows him from his days with the Falcons and is able to use him in specific types of plays, you know, as a fullback, I believe, in a sense. And really, you know, it's the versatility that some of these players can provide. So Coleman, a great game at running back in this one, rushing for 97 yards on 16 attempts. And so really, when you have a combination like that can feed off of each other, it really brings great energy to the game. And really, you know, that was something that we saw. The 49ers dominate on the possession side of the ball. And the defense obviously put so much pressure on the Browns. Give credit, the Browns did make some plays, but the defense for the Niners stepped up. And also with turnovers, as Richard Sherman had a big interception in the game, and then Kwan Williams also came up with a huge interception when the Browns were marching down at the 1-yard line. So, wow, it was so impressive. So the room for concern would be with Jimmy G is that there were some throws that he could have made, and he botched those throws. And when you're talking about the running game opening up so many throwing lanes potentially for Jimmy Garoppolo, because when you have the running game working, the defense is alert on that, so they're more likely to be leaning it to give up plays on the other side of the ball, which it would be throwing it. So Jimmy Garoppolo had some throwing lanes that unfortunately he didn't execute, and for whatever reason it was, those are things that he's going to have to improve on moving forward, because in a game like, let's say, down in the playoffs, maybe, we can't afford to be having throws like this not go our way, and take advantage of those opportunities, because, you're not going to see the opportunities. They're going to be few and little between once you get to that time of year for football. So definitely something to look out for. And also with the 49ers, on the special teams, on the field goal side of the ball, the holder, I believe our primary holder had got injured, so we had a backup, and so he really struggled today. Robbie Gould missed 2 field goals, so that was really a huge concern. So 49ers are definitely going to maybe have to look into maybe replacing the holder that we had today, because it just was not happening out there. And so that is another big cause for concern. But again, a win is a win in the National Football League. Obviously, last week against the Steelers with 5 turnovers, that wasn't, if you want to call it, an ugly win. But even in this game, you look at the box score, you say, 31-3, I'd say we dominated, and we did. But also you want to look at ways that we can improve on. How can we get better? Because, when you look at the competition coming up for the 49ers, if we look ahead to their next game even, the LA Rams, it is going to be a formidable opponent. So, guys, the throwing stats of the game for Baker Mayfield of the Cleveland Browns, get into that real quick. We touched on Jimmy Garoppolo's stats. So, Baker Wood completed 8 throws on 22 attempts for 100 yards, and of course threw 2 interceptions. With the 49ers defense stepping up huge in this game, Mayfield did not throw a single touchdown in the game, so huge credit to the 49ers defense, and they remained the #1 defense in red zone on the season. So really phenomenal, great job. And now let's get into the receiving stats of this game for your San Francisco 49ers. So George Kittle, he had a huge 22-yard touchdown in the game late when the 49ers were exploding the game out at that point. And also a couple huge plays on third down plays where George Kittle used his physical strength and his athletic ability to get the 2 to 3 yards that he needed, in which he originally had been stopped short of the first down marker. And really, that is a testimony to the type of player that he is, the physical talent that he has, the work that he puts behind the scenes. It shows on those types of plays, because he's able to get those 2-3 yards where majority of players in the National Football League probably don't get those yards on those plays. So George Kittle continuing to be a beast. Now, with the 49ers mixing in so many different play schemes this year, you aren't seeing George Kittle obviously top the record stats numbers with 200, 300 receiving yards on the game, but you're seeing him explode with plays. And also I think you're seeing defenses double team him a lot of times. So a lot of times teams are saying that if you're going to beat us, we're not going to let George Kittle do it. So we're going to put a double team on him and have maybe, a Dante Pettis or a Kendrick Bourne, a young guy on the 49ers receiving side of the ball, have to step up and make a play. So, that could be what defenses are doing and coordinators in the National Football League. So that is something that we will continue to monitor moving forward. Marquise Goodwin had a big game, and his play usage is really phenomenal. You can move him around in so many different schemes, so he is a huge asset to Kyle Shanahan's offense. Marquise Goodwin with 3 receptions and 41 yards, a long of 17 yards on the day, so great game for him. And now let's get to the defensive side of the ball, guys. Nick Bosa, of course, wreaking havoc on the day with 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, and 5 quarterback hits on the day. So put absolute mega pressure on Baker Mayfield. Fred Warner, the young rookie from last season, he continues to step up big time. He had 6 tackles on the day. DeForest Buckner, another big game for him with 5 tackles and 1 sack on the day. And then Javoski Tart, he had 5 tackles as well. Eric Armstead also with 5 tackles. And then Richard Sherman, guys, with 4 tackles and 1 interception on the day. So really great for him. And then Kwan Williams, we talked about the big interception that he had when the Cleveland Browns were marching down the field. They were at the 1-yard line and were potentially vying to score at that point in the game. And then Kwan Williams intercepts the ball on a tip, and the 49ers are able to regain possession at that point. And so what a victory this was, guys. The 49ers beginning the season 4-0 for the first time since 1990. It is an exciting time, and we now are going to look ahead to the 49ers next game. We touched on it briefly earlier, but a matchup with the Los Angeles Rams. This is going to be a huge test for the 49ers. People are saying maybe the 49ers have had an easy schedule up until this point, but the absolute test will be on Sunday when they battle the LA Rams, and so that is going to be a really good one to see, guys, against Jared Goff and versus Jimmy Garoppolo. What a matchup. I cannot wait to see that one, guys. And so if you enjoyed this video and made it all the way through to the end of the video, be sure to smash that like button and smash the subscriber button, guys, if you haven't done so already, and that bell button if you would like to be notified when new videos are being posted. And I want to take this time now, guys, to thank all of you for watching my videos. I appreciate you guys so much. And don't be afraid to comment down below in that comment section. Let me know what are your guys' thoughts on the game and the 49ers beginning the season 4-0, or where did you guys watch the game? Did you have a great time with family and friends? Or even did you go to the game and have a nice tailgate party? So love to hear your guys' stories and thoughts on the San Francisco 49ers. And as always, guys, until next time, I will see you all again. Thank you for watching and have a great day.